I grew up in Atlanta, and it just so happened in my neighborhood, I saw a Grady ambulance coming almost every weekend. So I was very familiar. My family all used Grady. I used to come down with my grandmother when she would come for appointments, and I would come down here with her.
An Atlanta native, Dr. Franklyn Geary has spent much of his life in and around Grady Hospital. He chose to make Grady his home long before his colleagues even knew his name. In fact, the first time Dr. Geary volunteered at Grady Hospital, he was barely old enough to drive.
When I was 15, we were driving down the expressway, and we were passing Grady, and we thought about coming here and seeing if we could ride the ambulance. And we stayed here doing a variety of things with the ambulance crew from about 9 o'clock until 3 in the morning.
Franklyn Chip Geary began his official Grady career as a college intern in the emergency department.
I hired him for his very first job in the surgical emergency clinic when he was in college at Emory working on his pre-med degree. He introduced himself as Chip. He wasn't Dr. Geary at that time. So with all of that energy and that enthusiasm, he went from Chip to Chipper.
As chief resident at the Morehouse School of Medicine, Dr. Geary has trained hundreds of interns, most notably current president and dean, Valerie Montgomery Rice.
At that time when I was an intern at Grady, we were doing 10,000 deliveries a year. It was a very, very busy service. And Chipper, as we got to call him, was the one who would always take the extra time to make sure that you understood what was going on. He was very, very patient.
Today, Dr. Geary is the chief of service for obstetrics and gynecology at the Morehouse School of Medicine. As an expert in the most complex, high-risk pregnancies, he's delivered more than 500 babies. He continues to exhibit that same passion through the OB/GYN residency program at Morehouse, a training program which Dr. Geary helped pioneer.
And Chipper would always say, slow down. Today, right now, the only patient that matters is the one that's in front of you.
That whatever the issue is, he'll work with the patients, he'll work with us to really try to make things happen for the patients so that they're positive outcomes.
And when Crystal Davis walked through the doors of Grady Hospital, a positive outcome was exactly what she needed. After suffering 5 late-term miscarriages at other hospitals, Crystal was in need of a miracle if her dream of becoming a mother was to finally come true.
I was born at Grady many, many years ago, and I said, well, let me go here. I believe that they care, and it will be successful.
In her previous pregnancies, Crystal suffered what's known as preterm labor, a complication that put her at risk of having another miscarriage. But Dr. Geary made it clear that Grady was the right place for Crystal and her future baby.
His personality is amazing. He is kind, he is patient, he is reassuring, and I felt like my dad was coming in the room every time to check on me. I told him of all of my concerns. He said, we're gonna have this baby. We're gonna do everything that it takes, and you're going to have this baby. I felt like I was a part of a family.
A family that grew a little larger in October of 2013, when after 20 years of heartache, Crystal was finally able to have her baby.
I wish more people would come here to get that type of treatment. More people need to know how good Grady is. I came here for my miracle and I got it.
He is devoted. I mean, he is a devoted, caring, considerate human being that really reaches out and connects with the people that he interacts with.
He is the example of what excellence in women's health care looks like.
Say thank you. Oh, thank you. We thank you for everything. Thank you, Dr. Geary.